Good morning, Priya Dharan. This is Sudha from Tamizh Suvai. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. Namaskaram.
Very good. Namaskaram to you also. Cheri Cholinga, Ms. Priya, tell us more about this Stop D program for Indians. Stop D, all caps potrukka. So I'm guessing it's a Stop Diabetes. Ninga adha patti konjam solrela?
Sure. Sudha, in the number Indians nariya family history of diabetes.
Oh yes.
And the question is not if, but actually when you get diabetes for many of us. And pre-diabetes irunda, it's amazing that you don't even know that you have this. And the Heart Center has had a program called Aim to Prevent, which is our revolutionary program introduced many years ago, 2006, more than a decade now. And that was addressing both heart disease as well as diabetes.
Okay.
And the whole goal is to prevent both. But then we realized that more than 50% of the people that came to the went back with the diagnosis of diabetes. And so it was very important for us to have a program that addressed diabetes in a much more aggressive manner and a much more concentrated, structured manner. And hence this Stop D program, wherein a structured lifestyle program is twice as effective in stopping diabetes as one just based on medication. Now, diabetes is metformin is natural for doctors. And there is a national study that revealed that if you have a structured lifestyle program, it can be very effective. And that's what the Heart Center has introduced and brought to the Bay Area community, like to your doorstep. It's very scientific and it's in a very culturally friendly way that we've introduced.
Very nice. Now, in the community, the diabetes problem irukku, how did you get a sense of it? How did you identify it?
It's like I said, when we were doing the Aim to Prevent program, many people who came to the center and tested positive for diabetes. That is one indication. And then the statistics are very revealing. If you look at the Asian community, South Asian community statistics, in South Asians are Indians and all other communities that originate from the Indian subcontinent. So, 1 out of 4 Indians in the community is diabetic.
Really?
So that's bad.
That is alarming. That's alarming.
Very alarming. And that's bad news because there is no known cure for diabetes. And the good news is diabetes is preventable. And it's a shame not to, address it and prevent the disease. And so the South Asian Heart Center, if you call and, just see if you qualify for this very nationally proven program called Stop D, you can prevent diabetes if you have pre-diabetes, and then also you can delay the onset. Or if you're already diabetic, we've also found that we are able to help people better manage their diabetes. Now, diabetes is so chronic that every day it's staring you in the face. So if people are struggling to manage it with medication, they try everything possible. And then this seems to be a program that, has been effective. And we've had about 150 people go through the program so far. It's a program that was just launched, I would say, a year and a few months ago. And there's a rolling enrollment. So you call, people would sign you up, and it's made convenient for everyone. So,
Okay. No, so now let's assume that I'm a layman. I am a layman, laywoman, I should say, as far as medical stream is concerned. I just know I can do an RJ job. I can probably do a software engineering job, but I'm not medically fully aware. எனக்கு வந்து diabetes இருக்கா இல்லையானா என்ன symptoms? What are those cues that I need to pick up to suspect that I am diabetic or pre-diabetic?
So one visible sign, these are all whether it's a heart attack or this. When my husband had a heart attack in 2008, we felt like, oh my God, there was no symptoms prior to that, and then you're taken by surprise because who's expecting a heart attack in your 40s, right? So it feels like it should be something that happens past your 60s. And it's not true. In the Indian community, South Asian community, it's very, very common. And one visible sign is unexplained weight gain. So if you gain weight, it can be the very first symptom of onset of any metabolic disorder.
And
these metabolic disorders, Patana, they lead to chronic conditions like diabetes and heart disease. And in number population, heart attacks, it can lead to. And diabetes, it's one of the major and primary risk factors for heart attacks.
Oh, I see.
And so
if you ignore the signs, early cues of diabetes, which can be preventable, you can eventually prevent heart attacks. Adan solra vareenga.
Yes, it's one of the main things. So, you don't want these it's a twin epidemic madri. So you don't want, I think if you manage your diabetes, you can also manage your heart attacks. So if you're concerned, if anybody is concerned about unexplained weight gain, and number population, you're not going to see, what we consider obese in this country, right? We are not like seemingly, we look fit, we're not... but
you don't come across as obese, but internal weight gain nallave theriyum actually. It's not visible like the local Americans, but the signs are different.
Correct. Some populations you'll see obesity staring you in the face. You'll see that midline around the waist kind of grow. So when you see that, and if you have a family history of diabetes or heart disease, you should call the South Asian Heart Center, because this is a community organization established primarily, it's a non-profit, primarily addressing, preventable diseases like diabetes and heart disease.
Okay. So, let me say, now I have picked up that first cue that I'm... for no reason I'm gaining weight. Okay, I can either go to my doctor directly, or I can come to South Asian Heart Center. Yeah, what is the motivation for me? What's the advantage that South Asian Heart Center gives me over seeing my regular PCP or any other doctor in my network?
So imagine, you have your PCP, and you go to your PCP. They will manage your conditions medically, and that's typically the first point of contact.
Okay.
A decade ago, when the South Asian Heart Center was established, we were doing a function that was completely, and we still continue to do this, which is completely complementary and supplementary to your physician's management.
Okay.
So, they manage your medical needs. They'll send you to a pharmacy to fill your prescriptions for medication.
Yes, yeah.
And then they'll also tell you, like in the case of my husband, for instance, they said, go manage your lifestyle. What does it mean to manage lifestyle? After all, I looked at it now. We are, vegetarians, non-smoking, and not necessarily sedentary, but definitely ukkandu vela.
Yeah.
So we say, okay, what do you? And then we don't look obese. We are look slim people. It's like, okay, what do you mean by lifestyle management? And it's not enough to just have a membership at the YMCA or 24-hour fitness. Yeah, so you need, we realize that, we need, research we need to be, there's like lifestyle factors or behavioral factors that we had to manage. And, you imagine, if you will, a lifestyle pharmacy, and that's the need that the South Asian Heart Center fulfills. So our experts will help fulfill that prescription for behavior modification.
It is not a medication, but a lifestyle management, lifestyle change, recommendations to change. Okay.
Correct. Correct. Imagine adhe and medication short form abbreviation meds meditation, exercise, diet and sleep. In the naal we counsel and coach. And it's like, what is lifestyle change now, you think, okay, healthier it seems easy, but it's a very difficult to make these changes and sustain them over the long term, it's really hard to sustain. We have done this for 10 years as a family, and I can tell you it's like an up roller coaster, Mari. Salavati, it will be like you feel very motivated to do it. Other times you drop off.
The consistency is important.
Exactly. So what the South Asian Heart Center's coaches do, they are trained heart health coaches. Adnala ava vandu, on a weekly or monthly basis, they will touch base, email or phone, and they help you take these baby steps. Na ipo nariya travel pandren. Illa enakku vandu ipo I have kids. Adnala avaloda I want to focus on the kids. I don't have time for myself.
You tend to ignore our health. Yeah.
Correct. You tend to ignore, particularly the women.
Yes.
Women will, sign up their husbands, they'll sign up their family.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah. Very true, right? They never, but the women are the ones that are the medical managers for the house.
Yes.
They're the chief health officers for the home. They'll be like completely, don't want to take care of themselves.
Yeah, actually, surprising, one of my Mother's Day messages to the Tamizh Suvai listeners was that mothers tend to ignore their own health because they put the family's health before themselves. But on the contrary, the mother's health is what is more prone to all kinds of diseases because she's building up a lot of stress, lot of responsibilities on her shoulders, a lot of physical work that she puts on herself, that it's prone to a lot of wear and tear. But at the same time, she ignores it. She looks beyond that and she focuses on the family first rather than her own self. Yeah,
it's absolutely true. Absolutely true what you say. And what we have found is, if we find a gentleman coming and signing up for the South Asian Heart Center, naanga eppo encourage pannuvom, like bring your spouse and come.
Okay.
Because if we can convince a lady, the lady of the house, to go through the program, the impact of the lady of the house actually understanding and adopting these good lifestyle behaviors is the impact is huge. It's tremendous because not only does she impact herself, but she definitely impacts her whole family, the children, because she's probably making the meals for the house. She's setting up the activities for the house, and she makes sure that the husband gets to these other things, like she can facilitate the stress relieving aspects, like get children to sleep properly, because ipo nariya paathelna nariya sleep patti research velila varudhu, and the heart center has been insisting on the sleep sleep prescription, which is 7 to 8 hours of restful sleep every night. More and more important, for the children who are on their devices a lot now, and for the adults too, to really drop what you're doing and get these hours of sleep so that you have a very effective and efficient day the next day.
Right, yeah, okay. So
Yeah.
what results, you said about you've been in this South Asian Heart Center for a while now. என்ன ரிசல்ட் பார்த்துருக்கீங்க இது வரைக்கும் அண்ட் எப்படிலாம் ஒர்க் ஆயிருக்கு உங்களோட பேஷண்ட்ஸுக்கு? Could you tell us some statistics?
Sure. So we launched these revolutionary program called Aim to Prevent in 2006. Okay. And then since then, we have essentially screened. So these are comprehensive testing that we do. It's a simple blood test, but the results of those tests reveal what kind of risk factors you have for diabetes and heart attacks.
So that a simple blood test can tell you that, is it?
Correct. It's a blood test that we have. That so it's an assessment that we do to initiate the program, which will be like an interview by phone about your own medical history, family history, and of course a simple blood test, a fasting blood test that reveals your risk factors.
Okay.
Now the முன்னாடி கேட்டலையா அந்த மாதிரி டாக்டர்ஸ் ஆபீஸ்ல பண்றோமே இந்த annual physical, why not just stay with that?
Yeah.
அது வந்து என்னன்னா those blood tests we found are the generic blood tests for lipid panel, cholesterol screening, அதெல்லாம் not enough. They underestimate the risk. So they look at you just like the other populations, the Caucasian population or the Asian population. But நம்மளோட risk factors are much more than the general population. About twice the incidence of heart attacks, and 4 times the incidence of diabetes number population there. And we get heart attacks at a very young age compared to the others. So
Really?
50% of our heart attacks, 50% of our heart attacks occur before the age of 55.
Oh.
So idella miss pannida kudadenu we have these comprehensive tests.
You have a catch-all.
So,
You have a catch-all solution, which is very custom to the South Asian population. அதான் சொல்றீங்க.
Correct. Correct. It's much more, the thresholds are more aggressive, and we want to control and manage your metabolic factors. And we've screened about 8,000 people in the Aim to Prevent program.
Wow.
And Stop D is a new program which is essentially, as it says, stop diabetes before it starts. And we've got about 150 participants that have come through 11 groups, and this is a 12-month intensive program. And fascinating that without prescribing a calorie-restricted diet, we observe like an average weight loss of 3.5%. It was
That's
5
good.
to 7% weight loss in that 1 year program. Like you would have successfully stopped or delayed onset of diabetes. And the reduction rate is about 58%. So,
Wow.
why not try this, right?
Exactly. You're not going to lose anything for sure. Okay.
Correct. And that impact of that is like long lasting. And we've seen a 9 to 10% reduction in a clinical marker called A1C. A1C is the hemoglobin A1C. It's a measure of blood sugar.
Okay.
It's a key marker in pre-diabetes and diabetes.
I see.
All these, so what we see is positive behavioral changes. Ipo nariya vegetables சாப்பிட ஆரம்பிக்கிறா, and you meditate twice a day, and then you sleep 7 to 8 hours, and then you exercise 150 minutes a week, or 30 minutes a day, let's say, vigorous, exercise. Idellam panni, you are also not just feeling good, but your clinical markers also change as a result. Your cholesterol ratios change, your blood sugar levels change, and so then we feel we are on track to help our population reduce the incidence of diabetes and heart attack. That's the whole goal. So I would encourage listeners to call in. It's something that you can do for yourself. Give yourself the gift of health. You want to do it for your kids, you want to do it for your family, and we are the southasianheartcenter.org, or they can call the center and we'll give you the numbers in a bit.
Okay, fantastic. Innodhara solreengla, how tell us the essence of the Stop D program, and also a related question. South Asian Heart Center navu pesurom illaya, but our discussion today seems to be more focused on diabetes. Could you re-stress as a part of a recap about why it is essential to have to adopt this Stop D program to eventually prevent heart attacks, and the relationship இன்னும் கொஞ்சம் stress பண்ணிட்டீங்கன்னாக்க it will send a stronger message to the listeners.
Yeah. So the Stop D program, the essence, let me first emphasize just give you the essence of the program. The essence is to lose weight by eating well and getting more active. And the heart center's experts, lifestyle counseling experts, as well as the coaches will help our participants. In the center, they're not even patients, they're participants, because we are in the business of preventing disease. So it's all preventive care, and it's important to take this program to heart, the Stop Diabetes program. You lose weight 5 to 7% of body weight can help you cut your risk of developing type 2 diabetes in half. It's more than a 50% reduction in risk, and so it just behooves us to take this opportunity to do that. And in answer to your other question about the relationship between diabetes and heart disease, diabetes is, this in the metabolic marker, it's like the diabetes, blood sugar, fasting blood sugar, if it's not tracking normal, they're all indicators of and risk for heart heart attacks.
Uh-huh.
So when you know in
There's
our
a direct
community that we are
relationship. Okay.
prone, correct, if you're prone to heart attacks and early and more severe, be severely being impacted by it, it just makes total sense. In fact, in our data, we have like the a very good data set cohort of research data showing that more important than the cholesterol factors are the sugar metabolic factors. Metabolic disorders more indicative of heart attacks and heart disease than even cholesterol factors. So these are comorbidities. Idu rendu சேர்ந்து occur பண்றது நம்ம community la. So preventing one is going to help prevent the other. So it's just, and diabetes is like, if you look around, if you go into a room filled with Indians or South Asians, a majority of the hands will go up when you talk about diabetes.
Okay.
Because it is quite prevalent, and you'll either have like a very close family member suffering with diabetes, or you yourself have diabetic symptoms. Adanala, so it was very important for us to launch the Stop D program and offer it to people because we have seen many members of our community. Diabetes is a tough disease because you have to do something every day to manage it.
True.
And Adanala, it's something I think it's very important to say. It makes sense actually to try and do everything to prevent it. Varthukku munnadi adha nirthirudhu dhaan better than to actually suffer through it.
Right. And as part of your South Asian Heart Center, what other programs do you have focused on the South Asian population itself?
So, we offer the two programs. Aim to Prevent is a general program that addresses risk in general for heart disease and diabetes. And Stop D is a program that brings out, it's a very, very structured 1-year program where there is, you learn how to do things, then you absorb and then practice it on your own over the 1-year period. You're trained to help yourself.
Okay.
So, we support you all the way to try and help you help yourself. And like I said before, இது ஒரு diet prescription கிடையாது. So you are given a framework. So for your lifestyle changes, ஒரு framework கொடுத்தா, then within that framework you can customize it because you can be from the north of India, நீங்க மெட்ராஸ்ல இருந்து இருக்கலாம், இல்ல you can be from Kerala, and each region in India has its own peculiarities and specialties of diet and right practices are very different. And within that framework, you can take that framework and apply it to whichever region you come from and customize it to your family's needs. And the other, some of the initiatives that we have, it's our goal to raise awareness. South Asian Heart Center raises awareness through many community events. We are in every temple, once a month. We are at the ICC. We are in the senior centers. The other important function that we perform is actually educating physicians. And so நீங்க கேட்டேன் இல்லையா earlier on இந்த மாதிரி நம்ம டாக்டர்கிட்ட போனா PCP போனா போருமே அப்படின்னு. So a few years ago, like 10 years ago, when my husband had a heart attack, for instance, PCPs were not aware that South Asians have this higher propensity. So all they just would judge and say, oh, you look quite good. You cannot be at risk for heart disease. And they were managing us like the general population. Like Caucasians don't have this increased risk of heart disease or diabetes. And so when managed like that, early indications were missed. So our goal in the Heart Center, we have a medical director and who formulates programs that, we just offer educational programs for physicians. We train them to catch these risk factors in South Asians early.
Exactly. That was going to be my question during that part. Why can't we educate the larger population, the population of doctors, I should say, to cater to the South Asian population as well, in addition to the majority of the Caucasian? So that's good. You are doing that as part of your mission. That's very good.
Correct. That's important because one physician can affect many, right? You know, ஒரு physician train பண்ணா அவர் வந்து ஒரு thousands of people பார்க்கிறார், and so he or she can impact the lives of many of our Indians and South Asians.
That's true.
Yes.
Great. Thank you, Priya, for your time. Wonderful listeners. இது வந்து நீங்க இப்போ வந்து பிரியா தரன் அவங்க சவுத் ஏஷியன் ஹார்ட் சென்டர்லேருந்து ஷீஸ் அ சேர்மன் ஆஃப் த சென்டர். திஸ் வாஸ் அ brief talk about Stop D program and how stopping or preventing diabetes can eventually prevent you from having diabetes, and why it is important for this center to function as they are. Why not have the PCP take into account? நிறைய டீட்டெயில்ஸ்லாம் பார்த்தோம். Thanks again, Priya. We hope to have you in our studios very soon, and we hope that many of the Tamizh Suvai listeners will sign up for this program again in the next few months or next few weeks. Thanks for your time.
Thank you, and I just wanted to give the phone number in case 650-940-7242. The assessment is free to see if you qualify for our Stop D program. Otherwise, you can go to the website, which is southasianheartcenter.org, and send us a message, contact us. We are here as a community resource,
Very nice.
help us help you.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Thank you, Priya.
Sudha.
Yeah, bye.